Hi, welcome back. My name is Cristin Lowe, and this video is to discuss FL-117, which is the Notice and Acknowledgement of Receipt. And it applies to you if you plan on serving your spouse by mail. Alright, so we are back on my homepage, www.cristinlowlaw.com, and we're going to go to commonly used forms, just like usual. So, we are going to go down to FL-117. And this should look familiar by now. We're going to have you fill in your name. In this case, we have John Smith. And we're in Contra Costa County, so 124 Rose Street in San Ramon, California. And his zip code is 94582. And his phone number is 415-442-5577. And we can ignore the fax number and email address because we're in Contra Costa County. And we're going to put attorney for in pro per or in propria persona, which means you are self-represented. You don't have an attorney. We are in the county of Contra Costa, and there's only one courthouse in Contra Costa that deals with family law. So we have the street address, which is 751 Pine Street. The mailing address is going to be P.O. Box 911. And the city and zip code, Martinez, California, 94553. And you should know by now, because you've already been to the courthouse if you're filling out this form, it's the Peter L. Spinetta Family Law Center. And we have the petitioner. Remember, petitioner is the person asking for the divorce or filing for the divorce, and that would be John Smith. And the respondent would be his spouse. In this case, it's Jane Smith. So if you're filling out this form, that means you've already served the respondent. So, or you're in the process of serving the respondent, to be more specific, meaning you've already filed your petition, your summons, and if you have minor children, your FL-105 or your UCCJEA, which means that you have a case number. And from now on, you need to fill out the case number on every document. In Contra Costa County, it starts with D15 because the filing year is 2015, and then it's going to be dash whatever 5-digit number you're on. And that's going to take us to the bottom of the caption, and then we'll be discussing the rest of the form. But just as a reminder, the court filing hours are 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. So you've already been through the process once, and you're going to survive it. You're going to have to go down at least one more time, if not two. Okay, so let's get you started on how to fill out the Notice and Acknowledgement of Receipt and how do you do this. So if you are opting for this, what you are opting to do is you are opting to serve the petition, summons, and if you have minor children, the UCCJEA, by mail. When is it a good idea to serve by mail? It is a good idea to serve by mail when the two of you get along. When it's amicable, when you don't want to do anything embarrassing to your spouse or potentially cause embarrassment. It's when you can trust your spouse that he or she will fill out this paper and get it back to you. So it's two parts. One is it needs to be a lot less, we'll call it contentious. And the second part is your spouse needs to be trustworthy enough to return the document. It's not good or bad, but some people never check their mail, or some people just can't be bothered to return things on time. You might want to do personal service in that case. It's not exclusive. You two can get along, and you can still do personal service by having an arrangement at Starbucks or just doing something very informally. Or you can do it by mail. It's whatever is most convenient for you and what works best in your situation. If you are amicable with your spouse, my suggestion is you have a conversation. You figure out what's better for us. Should we do it by mail or should we do it in person? End result is always the same. You just have to figure out the best path to getting you there. So if you do choose to do it by mail, you are going to fill out the form and you are going to mail 2 copies of this to your spouse along with the other documents. So let's get started on what the documents are. Number 1 is the name of the person being served. In this case, it is going to be the respondent, so we're going to fill it out with Jane Smith. And as you can see, just above it says sender, meaning the petitioner, or in this case John or you, would be completing items 1 through 4 and signing before mailing. Okay? So the notice is to Jane, letting her know that she's being served. So date of mailing. Who is the sender? Well, when I say it's John serving, I am saying it's John serving, but he can't physically do it. It has to be somebody over the age of 18 who isn't John, or in your case isn't you. So you could have your dad serve, you could have your best friend serve, you could have some stranger off the street serve. You just have to have them be able to fill out the form correctly and sign it. But I suggest that you fill it out and just make sure that they sign it and that everything's done correctly. So who is the sender's name? Well, I'm going to be consistent with our other video with the proof of service of summons, and we're going to pretend that John's dad is going to be serving. So in this case, we use James Smith. So James Smith is going to be sending the documents to Jane. And the date of mailing in our other video, so we're going to be consistent, it's March 1st, 2015. So that is the date that he is going to mail these documents to Jane. And James is going to sign it. All right, so we're going to go down and you are going to fill out items 1 through 4. So what is it that is being served on Jane? It is for A, the petition, which is FL-100, the summons, which is FL-110, and don't forget the blank response. So why do we have to serve a blank? Well, anytime you send something to one side, you have to give them the ability to respond. Whether or not they respond isn't on you, but you have to give them the tools and the method and the means to do so. So that's why we always serve the petition, the summons, and the response. In this case, since you have minor children, or a minor child to be exact, Ryan, we have for D, and we're going to check box 1. That's your FL-100. And again, same thing. Because Jane has to do her own FL-105, we have to include that. So you're going to be including the FL-100, the FL-110, the FL-105, and you're going to include blanks 120 and a blank of a 105. And then this person is the person receiving the papers. This is Jane, so it's Jane Smith. You are actually not going to date this. Why? Because Jane has to date it the day that she says she receives the documents. So let's say she got mailed the documents on March 1st. It takes her a couple days to open her mail. So she opens it on March 3rd, 2015. You don't fill that out. It's whatever Jane says. So Jane will need to date that and sign it. So this is again where the responsibility factor comes in. So you have to trust Jane to follow directions. She needs to date and sign and return it to you. So this form is not a standalone form. This form goes along with the proof of service of summons. So if you are serving by mail and noticing acknowledgement of receipt, this is just part 2 of the proof of service of summons. So this document is going to actually get attached to your proof of service of summons. So this takes you through how to fill out the form. Ideally, you want her to sign and send it back, in this case Jane to sign and send it back within 20 days of the date that it was mailed. If she or whoever you're serving isn't going to accept service by mail, you're going to have to serve personally. So this takes you all the way back to making the right decision for you at the beginning, which is it serving personally or is it serving by mail and notice and acknowledgement of receipt? There is no right or wrong way per se, it's what's best for you in your particular situation. Okay, so you've just finished the notice and acknowledgement of receipt, which is FL-117, and with that and the proof of service of summons, you are ready to serve your spouse. For any other questions, please contact us at 925-215-1388, or you can reach me by email. My email address is Cristin@CristinLoweLaw.com. For more videos, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if not, we wish you the best of luck with filing for divorce, serving your spouse, and with your new life.